What if the biggest problem with tiny homes isn't that they're too small? It's that they're built in the wrong shape. For years, designers have tried to make tiny homes feel bigger with taller ceilings, larger windows, and clever storage. But many still end up feeling cramped after a while. Now, architects are bringing back a design that's more than 2,000 years old, and it could completely change the future of small space living. Today, we're taking you inside the O-shaped tiny home to see how it works, what it really costs, and whether it could be the smartest tiny home design ever created. By the end of this video, you'll understand why architects are becoming obsessed with this layout, what makes it feel dramatically larger than a traditional tiny home, the real 2026 construction costs, the honest downsides most people never mention, and whether this design is actually worth building. The hidden problem with most tiny homes. Tiny homes have changed the way millions of people think about housing. They're more affordable than traditional homes, easier to maintain, and encourage a simpler lifestyle with less clutter and lower monthly expenses. But talk to people who have actually lived in one for a while, and you'll hear a surprisingly common complaint. It started feeling smaller than I expected. What's interesting is that this usually isn't because the home lacks square footage. It's because of how that square footage is arranged. Walk through a typical tiny home and you'll notice the same pattern over and over again. A narrow floor plan. Rooms lined up one after another. Windows only around the outside walls. A living room that also functions as the dining room, office, and sometimes even a guest room. Every inch is carefully planned, yet the space can still feel enclosed. Think about your own home for a moment. When you look out a window, what do you usually see? Maybe it's a fence, another house, a driveway, or a neighboring backyard. Your experience is always directed outward toward whatever happens to surround your property. Architects eventually realized something surprising. The problem wasn't just making homes smaller. It was that the traditional rectangular layout forces every room to depend on the outside world for light, views, and breathing space. And that's when they started revisiting an idea that's been quietly working for thousands of years. The O-shape changes everything. Long before modern architecture existed, civilizations around the world had already discovered a smarter way to organize living spaces. Ancient Roman homes were built around open atriums. Traditional homes across the Mediterranean wrapped family life around peaceful courtyards. Japanese architecture embraced enclosed gardens that blurred the line between indoors and outdoors. Different cultures, different climates, the same basic idea. Instead of pushing every room toward the edge of the property, bring nature into the middle. That's exactly what an O-shaped tiny home does. Instead of one solid building, imagine removing the center. The kitchen, bedroom, living room, bathroom. Every major space wraps around an open courtyard that becomes the heart of the home. At first, this sounds backwards. Why would anyone remove usable floor space from an already small house? Because that empty space does something remarkable. It makes everything around it feel larger. You're no longer walking through a series of enclosed rooms. You're constantly connected to an open space filled with daylight, fresh air, and greenery. The house doesn't feel like a collection of tiny rooms anymore. It feels like one connected living environment. And that's something a traditional rectangle struggles to achieve, no matter how expensive the finishes are. One of the biggest surprises is that you're never really walking toward a wall. You're almost always walking toward light. That subtle psychological difference completely changes how the home feels. Instead of ending your view with drywall, your eyes naturally travel toward a garden, a small patio, a tree, or even the open sky. It creates depth where there wasn't any before. And in a tiny home, perceived space can be just as important as actual square footage. What it's actually like to live in one. Now imagine waking up here. The first thing you see isn't a hallway. It isn't another wall. And it isn't the side of your neighbor's house. You open your bedroom door, and morning sunlight is already filling the courtyard. Maybe there's a small olive tree in the center, a quiet seating area, a fire pit, or simply a patch of native plants moving gently in the breeze. Before you've even stepped outside, you've already connected with nature. That's something very few traditional tiny homes can offer. Throughout the day, the experience keeps changing. Morning light reaches the kitchen first. By midday, the courtyard becomes the brightest part of the house. In the evening, long shadows stretch across the surrounding rooms, creating a completely different atmosphere without changing a single light fixture. The house feels alive because the sunlight becomes part of the design. Privacy also changes in a surprisingly dramatic way. In most homes, opening the blinds often means inviting the neighborhood into your living room. In an O-shaped home, your biggest windows face your own private courtyard. You can enjoy floor-to-ceiling glass without worrying about who's looking inside. Drink your morning coffee. Read a book. Let your kids play. Or simply sit outside after work. All without sacrificing privacy. That's why many architects describe the courtyard as the most used room in the entire house. Even though technically, it's not a room at all. Why this design works so well? By now, it's easy to see why the O shape looks different. But the real question is whether it's actually a better way to build a tiny home, or simply an architectural trend that photographs well on social media. Surprisingly, many of its biggest advantages have very little to do with appearance. They come down to physics. Let's start with something every tiny home struggles with: natural light. In a traditional rectangular home, the rooms in the middle often receive the least daylight because windows can only be placed around the outside walls. The O-shaped layout changes that completely. Now every major room has access to light from two directions: the exterior of the house and the courtyard at its center. That means sunlight can reach deeper into the home throughout the day, reducing the need for artificial lighting and making the entire interior feel brighter and more open. But light is only part of the story. Airflow is where this design becomes genuinely clever. During warm weather, heat naturally rises. In an O-shaped home, the central courtyard acts like a natural chimney. Warm air escapes upward while cooler air is drawn through the surrounding rooms. Architects call this the stack effect, and it's been used for centuries to cool buildings before air conditioning even existed. The result is a home that often feels fresher and more comfortable with far less mechanical cooling. Then there's something that's harder to measure, but impossible to ignore once you experience it: the connection to nature. Instead of adding a few houseplants to decorate your living room, the entire home is designed around a living outdoor space. Researchers studying biophilic design have found that regular exposure to natural light, greenery, and outdoor views can help reduce stress and improve overall well-being. That's exactly what this layout encourages every single day. Even something as simple as watching rain fall into the courtyard while you're safely inside creates a completely different relationship with your home. You're not hiding from the outdoors. You're living alongside it. Energy efficiency is another unexpected advantage. Because daylight reaches more of the interior, lights stay off longer. Natural ventilation reduces the need for air conditioning during much of the year. And if the courtyard is covered with high-performance glass, it can even collect warmth during cooler months, creating a passive solar effect that helps stabilize indoor temperatures. Of course, none of this happens by accident. An O-shaped home requires careful planning. The position of the sun, the prevailing winds, the size of the courtyard, even the placement of trees. Every detail influences how well the design performs. Done properly, the house works with nature instead of constantly fighting against it. And that's exactly why so many architects see this layout as more than just another design trend. What does it actually cost? Now let's talk about the question almost everyone asks first. How much does an O-shaped tiny home actually cost? The honest answer is more than a conventional tiny home. But not for the reason most people think. You're not paying for extra square footage. You're paying for extra complexity. A standard custom tiny home in 2026 typically falls somewhere between $150 and $250 per square foot, depending on finishes, location, and whether it's site-built or prefabricated. An O-shaped design usually costs more because you're creating additional exterior walls, more structural connections, a more complex roof system, and a carefully engineered courtyard that needs proper drainage and waterproofing. For most fully finished O-shaped tiny homes with around 600 to 900 square feet of living space, a realistic budget falls between $120,000 and $220,000. Luxury finishes, premium landscaping, or a fully glazed courtyard can push that number even higher. But here's something many buyers overlook. The true value isn't measured only by square footage. It's measured by how the space feels. Many people who've lived in homes of similar size say an O-shaped layout feels significantly larger because every room opens toward a shared outdoor space instead of ending at another wall. In other words, you're not buying more house. You're buying a completely different living experience. The honest downsides. Now, before you start sketching floor plans, let's talk about the downsides. Because no home design is perfect. The biggest challenge is climate. In mild regions, the courtyard becomes an outdoor living room for much of the year. But in places with heavy snowfall or long freezing winters, an open courtyard may sit unused for months unless it's protected by a high-performance glass roof. And that adds cost. Maintenance is another consideration. A courtyard isn't something you can ignore. Plants need care. Leaves need cleaning. Drainage systems need regular inspection. If the courtyard includes a glazed roof, you'll also need to keep those panels clean to maintain natural light. Then there's the lot itself. Unlike a narrow rectangular tiny home that can fit almost anywhere, an O-shaped layout needs more width. The design works best when the house has enough room to wrap comfortably around its center. That makes it less suitable for very small urban lots. Zoning can also be more complicated. Some municipalities have setback rules, lot coverage limits, or design regulations that make unconventional layouts more difficult to approve. That's why it's always worth speaking with your local planning department before falling in love with any floor plan. And finally, there's the price. While the long-term lifestyle benefits can absolutely justify the investment for the right buyer, this isn't the cheapest path into tiny living. If your primary goal is simply minimizing upfront costs, a traditional rectangular layout will almost always be the more economical choice. Who should actually build one? So who is this design really for? If you work from home, love spending time outdoors, value privacy, and plan to stay in your home for years rather than treat it as a temporary project, an O-shaped tiny home could be one of the most rewarding layouts you can build. It creates a daily living experience that's difficult to replicate with a conventional floor plan. On the other hand, if your budget is extremely tight, your land is narrow, or you're looking for a highly portable tiny home that can be moved easily, a simpler rectangular or U-shaped design will probably make more sense. The best tiny home isn't the one with the most impressive floor plan. It's the one that fits the way you actually live. The O-shaped tiny home won't replace every traditional design, and it doesn't need to. But it challenges one of the biggest assumptions in modern housing, that making a home feel bigger means building more of it. Sometimes, the smartest design decision is knowing what to leave out. By placing nature at the center instead of around the edges, this layout transforms how light, air, privacy, and everyday life flow through a small home. So what do you think? Could the O-shape be the future of tiny living, or would you still choose a traditional layout? Let us know in the comments.